My stepmother spent 10 years calling me a freeloader in my own house. Her face was priceless when she discovered I was the one keeping them afloat. So, my mom died when I was 14, and it was just me and my dad for 3 years. Then Dad met Carol at some work conference when I was 17. She was an office manager at this medical supply company and acted like she ran the whole healthcare industry. Within 6 months, they were married and she moved in. First thing Carol did was lecture me about contributing to the household. She said I was old enough to work and shouldn't expect handouts. I was 17, studying for SATs and working weekends at a tutoring center. She wanted half my paycheck for groceries, even though Dad had always covered everything fine. She'd stand there every Saturday with her hand out waiting for my cash. If I needed money for school supplies, Carol would make me write a formal request explaining why I couldn't budget better. She'd deny half of them, saying I needed to learn priorities. She actually created a chart showing how much I cost the household monthly in food, electricity, water, even toilet paper. She'd update it weekly and stick it on my door. When I started college, Carol got worse. She said adults don't live off their parents, and since I was 18, I was an adult. She made me get a second job during semester breaks. She'd calculate how many hours I could work between classes and tell me I was lazy if I didn't maximize every minute. She forced me to pay for my own health insurance even though I could have stayed on Dad's plan. Every family dinner became a lecture about self-sufficiency. She'd tell her sisters how she was teaching me not to be a parasite on society. She actually used that word, parasite. She'd complain that her generation worked through college without help and mine just expected everything handed to us. She made me pay her back for birthday presents, saying gifts were for children. When I graduated and got an entry-level job at a pharmaceutical company, Carol said I should be paying them rent since I still lived at home. I was 22, making barely enough to cover my student loans. She wanted $800 a month plus utilities. She said if I couldn't afford it, maybe I should have studied something useful instead of chemistry. She'd leave printed articles on my bed about millennials living with parents being the downfall of America. For 5 years, Carol made my life hell. She'd introduce me to people as her unemployed stepchild, even though I worked 50 hours a week. When I got promoted, she said it was probably diversity hiring. When I bought professional clothes, she said I was wasting money trying to look important. She told everyone at Dad's birthday that they were still supporting a grown adult who couldn't make it alone. She'd constantly mention her friends' kids who were doctors and lawyers by my age. She said I'd probably never amount to anything because I lacked drive. She actually brought home job applications for fast food places saying maybe I'd do better with simpler work. She created a timeline showing where I should be in life versus where I was, with big red marks showing how far behind I was. When I turned 28, Carol announced at Thanksgiving that she decided to stop enabling me. She said after 10 years of freeloading, I needed tough love. She actually evicted me, giving me 30 days to move out. Dad said nothing. She posted on social media about finally putting her foot down with her entitled stepchild. I moved into a small apartment near work. Carol told everyone she'd finally freed herself from supporting a leech. She said maybe now I'd learn to be self-reliant. She threw a party to celebrate getting her house back. 6 months later, Carol's company announced a merger. She was thrilled because she thought she'd get a big promotion. She spent weeks bragging about how her hard work was finally paying off, unlike some people who expected handouts. She bought new clothes for meeting the new executives. She told everyone her career was about to skyrocket. The merger meeting was scheduled for Monday morning. Carol walked in expecting to meet some corporate executives from New York. Instead, she found me. I was the lead on the acquisition team. Turns out, the pharmaceutical company I'd been working for had been quietly buying medical supply companies. The entry-level job Carol mocked had turned into a senior position overseeing acquisitions. I'd specifically pushed for buying her company because I knew their contracts inside out. Carol's face went white when she saw me at the head of the conference table. Full story on channel, link below.